Hello, so great to have you here. Today I wanted to connect with you on World Thyroid Health Day. So I thought it was important to talk about the health of your thyroid and how it could be affecting your energy levels, or how it could be creating your fatigue, your overwhelm, your poor memory, your hair falling out, your weight gain. Are you suffering from any of these? Could be your thyroid. And what better day than to have a look into what your thyroid does and how it supports you in your health. So thyroid is a little gland. It's a butterfly gland that sits here in the base of the throat or the neck, and it runs your metabolism. I call it the drummer. Think of a drummer in a band. The rest of the band plays to the beat of the drummer. Well, that's the same with the thyroid. The thyroid runs the beat that the metabolism of the body works to. So it affects your energy production. It affects how quickly you metabolize your foods. It influences your heart rate, your blood pressure, your digestion, your muscle strength. It affects your body temperature. So those that have a poor or sluggish thyroid health can suffer from feeling cold, more cold than everyone else around them. The thyroid also influences your sex hormones and even your breathing rate. So you can see that if the thyroid's not working properly or optimally, it can affect the rest of your body. And that's quite significant, because what I've seen over the last 10 years, is an increase in the number of women presenting to me in clinic with thyroid disorders, particularly Hashimoto's thyroid, which is an autoimmune thyroid disease. But it also Graves is starting to increase a lot lately as well. So both Graves and Hashimoto's are autoimmune thyroid conditions. But then we can get thyroid disorders that are just called hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism, depending whether it's underactive or overactive, without the immune component to it. And you see, I'm seeing so many more women coming in with these conditions. And the Australian Thyroid Foundation, they're estimating that there's about more than 1 million Australians living with an undiagnosed thyroid condition. That's significant. And yet the Australian government say that there's about 10% of the population that have an autoimmune thyroid condition going on. So hence why it's really important for you to investigate your thyroid, see what's going on. Is it working optimally for you? Is it working as well as it could do? And we're looking at also preventing disease. We don't want to wait for disease to come about before we do something about it. So it's very important that you look into how your thyroid's working. If you're suffering from any of those symptoms of constant fatigue, putting on weight, sluggish digestive system, so constipation, bloating, but even hair falling out, thin nails, heavy periods or a change to your periods, whether it's more increase in frequency or an increase in heaviness. And there's so many women that I see a change in their hormones, like their menstrual cycle, and it can be related back to the thyroid. But even things like moods, anxiety, depression, irritability, forgetfulness or poor concentration. Like I said before, the feeling cold. All of these symptoms can be due to the thyroid. So it's very important, if you're suffering from these, that you get your thyroid investigated. And it's a simple blood test. You can get it done. However, it's more than just testing for TSH, which is the thyroid stimulating hormone. It's about looking into the thyroid hormones themselves, the T4, T3, and reverse T3, and even looking into your thyroid antibodies. You might need to go to a health practitioner who's experienced in this, that can look at it from the point of view of health, not just looking at it from the pathology lab ranges, because those pathology labs, the ranges for each pathology lab changes depending on which pathology lab you're using. So it's very important to get someone that's experienced to look into it and to see what's going on. And I'm going to suggest that I know this myself, because I have previously had thyroid tumor and autoimmune thyroid disease, Hashimoto's, but I'm glad to say I don't have it anymore. But my TSH levels were in the normal range. And it was only that I found a few other things going on that got things investigated. So it is about really looking into more about what's going on, and to see that you're getting the best health and how your thyroid can support you. Because if you are feeling stressed, if your diet is a little bit nutritionally deplete, if you've got a bit of toxins in your environment, if you are exposed to radiation, and let's face it, most of us have got some form of radiation around us. I mean, this phone that I'm on at the moment has some form of radiation coming from it. And so if these factors can lead to a thyroid imbalance, and we want to be able to prevent that from happening and optimize it. And there's some key nutrients that we can use. Iodine and selenium are very important, and tyrosine are very important for the thyroid. But it's all about looking at the big picture and what's going on for you. So I'd love it that if you are suffering from any of these symptoms, that you look into your thyroid and just see what is going on, and look for optimum health, not just disease. We're not waiting for disease to come about. We want to prevent that, and we want to have the best health for you so that you can live your life to the fullest. You can live your life with energy, without feeling overwhelming stress. That you can do everything that you're wanting to do at a healthy weight as well, whatever the healthy weight is for you. So I'd love to hear from you, hear how you're going with your thyroid, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Happy World Thyroid Day. I'm Teresa Todd, transformational naturopath and biochemist.